I was getting that sign come up which just says wait or whatever it says. Yeah, it looks like I've got to move. Now I've got my cleaning gear, I can start sorting it all. What I might do tomorrow is go out and buy a mixer, another mixer. If I can find a shop that sells one, I presume there are some around here. Where they are is a different story. Oh, yeah, flash screen. No. Quite a few people mingling about. Might go for a little wander in a bit. That's the only problem with Clarion, where they've drained me today. I've now woke right up. But I suppose I should really crack on with all what I've got to put away. But I've got to put some pictures and clocks and that up. Hello mate, didn't go too bad today. Yeah, I've got my music, which is what I needed to get, but I still need to go back and get loads of stuff. What I'm going to do is that being funny, saying an hour here, an hour there, but if you go to Medway County Court, you can get an injunction which gets you right through the door to get all your belongings. So I'm going to do that, because I can't wait for them fucking idiots anymore. I mean, I've waited too long for it all. I think they're just playing mind games, do you know what I mean? But I know that at the county court's the end of it. That's, with a landlord, you might owe him £1 million. It still doesn't mean he owns your property at any point. And that's how you go about getting it back. So it's the last thing you can do, which basically overrides whatever they've got, and it gets you your stuff back in one swoop. So there's no fucking about. You're getting it back straight away, which is what you want really, which is what we wanted today. But they were just taking the piss today. So what can you do? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I've just got it wired straight. I'm lucky that with that amp, it's got a preamp, which is what you need. You need a phono stage, which is what I've got. I remember picking up the mixer, picking up the transformer, thinking I've got to put that transformer in the bag at some point, and I never did. It's still there. I might be able to make another one. But that works all right, jamming it straight in with amp. Cheers, mate. To be honest with you, as soon as I got out of there, I was enjoying myself, like I do now. I realise now that it's Clarion Housing that's been making me very ill for about 13 years. I've been arguing with them. But what they don't know is I'm going to play the last card, which is the trump card. Where they're trying to obstruct me getting my belongings, I can swoop in there with a county court order and get them all in one go, and that's what I'm going to be doing, man. Basically, I would like to hang around and play their fun and games a bit more, but as you can see, I'm enjoying life now, and I ain't got time for them fucking mind zappers to be zapping my brain. So. And I've got to say, since I got away from Clarion, it's been bliss. It really has been nice. I've got to get that power thing sorted for the mixer, or get a new mixer tomorrow. Because I like fiddling around with the mixer. I could always treat myself to a new mixer, really. Do you know what I mean? I keep treating myself to new tech, all I'm buying. But just a little back. But well, to be honest, all I need is a power. I might go and try and get a power line for it. But it's nice having new music, and I've got to do an extreme amount of moving about with it all to get it in the cool bits. Otherwise, it's just going to melt. But it's got a bass yet to do this one. But the other side's pretty good, to be honest with you. Got my new ones I haven't played yet. So this is that one. Selector. I only went in there for the sun and the rain, come out with like shitloads. So I don't know fucking what's in what bag. I really don't know what's in what bag. There's special. Shit. It's mad. I've now got a copy of an original 12-inch copy of Ghost Town. Where did I put that? I've a bundle of records. So I'm looking for the beat, but I don't know where that is. Could be anywhere. I've moved on already, mate. I ain't got time to wait around for Clarion. What's in that bag over the back there? There's some records there. I've got to sort these records out. I've got to move all this because none of these decks are going to be in this room. Especially live at the Moonlight Club. It is the Moonlight Zone. Welcome to the Moonlight Club. We jump straight into the Too Hot track because it's too hot tonight. To be honest with you. This is a really mint copy, first press. In fact, I ain't seen one that mint. I heard about it up there. In fact, somebody must have bought that and then put that away, like the geezer said in the shop, because the cover is absolutely mint, and the record, you can't even pick up the crackles. Too hot! And that's with 2 speakers on. Tomorrow I'll wire all 6 of them in, and then basically it'll equalise it out a bit. In fact, I'm glad we had no amp issues. The only issues we've got is I forgot the transformers for the mixer. So. But what I'll do is have a dig about. Or there's probably electronic shops around here that would well, not specialise, but I think even Thingy Bob have them. CEX have a range of chargers. I could take my mixer in there and just keep plugging them in till it lights up. But then again, just because it lights up doesn't necessarily mean it's working. I've had that issues before. But you can normally put a few more, not a lot, just a few more volts into it than what it says. But I won't go too high because it's the amps that'll blow it up. But that Pioneer amp, I've had Technics amps, I've had Yamaha amps, I've had fucking every amp, and that one in there is just bomb-proof, man. That amp, you could throw it out the window and plug it back in and have a party with it. That's how bomb-proof it is. It's unbelievable, and how loud it is. The Technics one was pretty good, but kept breaking down. That one, it just, and I took the top off it as well. I'll show you in a minute. I took the top off it so it's all open view. Obviously that helps to cool it down as well, but he's got some more back. Looks like he's chawed his sister's back or something. Oh no. Basically, now I've played some of them records, he's right in the shop. I paid 40 quid for that and that Ghost Town, and I played them both, and they're well worth 40 quid. I know it's a lot of money, but it's an investment. And I'll tell you what, that shop is the best shop I've been in all over the country. I'll show you his bit. I've got his business card in there. But all the time he wants to sell me proper mint copies of things like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm there all day long. That's what I've been looking for. These holy grail kind of things. Like he said, he'd never seen the Ghost Town original like that. And I said, well, nor have I, mate. That's why I'm buying yours. And he's been there like 37 years, 38 years. So clearly he knows the records. And he knows, well, he told me he just buys what people want. So he probably knows all his customer base and what they want. And I'm just another one that's come in there looking for the two-tone. And he obviously, now I'm his customer base for that, if you get me. But I ain't got a clue where he gets them all from, because that's pretty good hauls that he has, and his pricing is pretty reasonable, really. Some of them you can price yourself right out the market. He's not, because I bought them off him, like 40 quid for the original Ghost Town in a mint cover. I think that's pretty good. You don't come across it that often. It's like, what else did I get? Specials first press, 40 quid. And then I've got more specials first press, 20 quid. And the Madness 12 inches that I've been picking up are like 4 and 5 quid. So obviously your albums are going to be holding more money than, well, saying that, not necessarily. You look at the two-tone, and I bought Gangsters as well. I bought Gangsters and I bought the Rat Race, but that was on the two-tone. He's got like original stuff in there. And I just couldn't believe it when I see it all in there. I've got to ring up the power company. Oh, Clarion making out, no, we've got no power. Well, we have, because I'm paying for it. They turned everything off and thought I couldn't turn it on. I said, hang on a minute, because we couldn't see what we were doing. But again, she couldn't. She said, can we take pictures of what you're taking out? I said, no, you can't. I said, you're not allowed to do that. I said, it's mine anyway. And she just sat outside. But it's a bit of a, that's what done me in, the fact they make you run about for an hour. Do you know what I mean? I ain't fucking doing that anymore. The process should be you go in and get all of your stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Not you get an hour to run around like a fucking headless chicken so you can park off. And that's why I'm going down there tomorrow. Down to that court, and I'm going to get that thing and get my belongings back that way. All of them in one go. And they can't trump that with anything else. And I know that for a fact that when they do make their legal moves, they have to consult with their lawyers. But I'm just consulting with my brain, and I'll be quicker to it than them. Crazy. The lawyer's probably saying to them, give him his property back, if he's a proper lawyer. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what they would be saying. They won't be advising them, no, don't give it to him, because that's, you know what I mean, that's wrong. But I don't know. I've had letters from their lawyers, but I've never ever interacted in all 13 years with them, any of them. They probably thought I was a mute, because I've never said anything to them. Anyway. I'm going to turn into a fucking energy drink soon. I reckon. What I might do is start cracking on with sorting all that shit out. Yeah. Do some work. The sooner I start, the sooner it gets completed. Again, looking at all here, it's just, but I did say just whack it all in there, lads. They've been good enough, you know what I mean? That's why I'm knackered. I had them two, because they obviously don't know what I'm taking. So it's pointless having 3 of us running around like headless chickens. So they've both got a car each, right outside my house. And I'm basically, I'll try to run up for both of them, so I'm grabbing piles of everything, running it done to the door. It's just done me in, honestly. But then again, I think they were quite shocked at all the vinyl I had. I think they thought I was bullshitting a bit, but obviously I'm not. Oh mate, let's spin one of our new records, The Rat Race, on an original first press. I feel quite wasted. It's quite mad going mingling on in the street. But what I like about this street is I've heard music booming out all sorts of hours. I'm just playing a little bass in the background. For the meantime, you actually have wired it right all up. I could probably shake the house, shake the whole street. But yeah, I had a few ears listening to it. A few of them resting ends ears when they were by. You can see them prick up. But I don't just listen to two-tone. I've got a UB40 collection and shitloads of other stuff, and rave stuff. Everything should be in here. Everything. Well, the record side of it. My tapes are still in there. And I'd throwing things about. You wait till I call the police. Somebody's raided my front garden and nicked a load of stuff. Somehow got in the back and nicked a load of stuff. Clarion don't give a fuck. Well, I do. I've got no other option but to go down that court tomorrow and get that injunction, because then it's over. I'd like to play the games for a bit more, but I can't. It drains me. But yeah, the moral of the story is, right, if you ever owe your landlord any amount of money, £1 million, £500, you end on bad terms, or whatever, you still don't own your property. At no point ever do they own your property. And what the government say is your last resort, if they're not giving you proper time to get all your stuff out, is you go to the county court, they will give you an injunction, and that just instantly gets you through the door, getting all your stuff in one go. And that's the best option, isn't it, for me to grab now. I think social worker Steve wants to play it slowly, nicely, you know what I mean, nicely. I don't want to do that. I want to end this now, because it's beyond nice, and it's in my hands and not theirs. And yeah, I don't think they know or realise what I can actually do, so I'm going to do it, basically. Then there's no more fucking about. It's all done in one swoop. I'll go and hire a van, my social worker will see to drive it, and then that's done then. It was a bit like today, we were under the stopwatch for an hour. And even the police girl, when I spoke to her, she just couldn't believe that they'd given me an hour when I've lived there 54 years. I think any judge in the land, when I see that judge tomorrow, he ain't going to be impressed, because I'm going to expose him a bit as well if I can. I've got all the paperwork here, so I'm going to take all that down the court. I'm going to see if I can expose him a little bit along the way. All I want at the end of the day is my things back. I don't think there's anything wrong in that. All they're doing is trying to provoke people into situations where you might probably get yourself in trouble, but they can't do that with me, because I'm not playing their game, I'm playing my game, basically, and I've done it for 13 years. I've never given them what they wanted. To be honest, I didn't even give them the satisfaction on the day. I left 2 hours earlier, I was in my tent. 2 hours after that, I was in the council with my social worker. And 2 hours after that, we're in Gillingham, and here I am, living a really good life, enjoying myself. And yeah, it's mad, isn't it, how something that I was dreading has worked out sweet as a nut. And I've even found a record shop that's just fucking taking all my money, but I don't mind. It's my first love, I reckon. What you got here, though? You got Madness waiting for the train, the ghost train, and you got Specials 12-inch first press. We ain't listening to them. What we're gonna listen to is get to them singles. Oh yes, Gangsters on a single. Right, what we're going to do is bang that like that. We're just going to put that there. That is in mint condition. What we'll do, we'll play the Rat Race first. That's an original. 15 quid that was. And that's the first press. That's an original cover. Wow, that is absolutely mint. I've had some bright result with these, meeting that guy, trust me. I found the right contact. Look how mint that is. Did he clean them or what? That is proper mint. We're talking Rat Race. He don't, you know, he can only clean them so much. That's proper. He sourced these from somewhere that's just, he did say, somewhere that's just put them away. that's absolutely mint, that. I've got to say, all these first presses I bought are absolutely mint, but he did tell me he thinks that because they're so mint, he must be getting them from, say, somebody that's died, or, do you know what I mean? They've been put away. Do you know what I mean? They've been put away and then brought out when someone's died, because you don't come across this, really. So I'll be the jackpot. Well, not the jackpot, but you know what I mean? I'm in the money. Well, I'm not really in the money. I'm selling out shitloads of money, but one day I'll be in the money. One day that 40 quid that I paid for the Ghost Town 12-inch original, mint, that paid me back a lot more than 40 quid. 100%. Same with the Rat Race, same with the Gangsters. At what age I decide to dive out of the whole thing, I don't know, but what I've made my mind up now is I'm going to be putting them all kind of on an auction site, like eBay, all in one bundle, the whole lot of singles, everything, and I'll just let the people argue over it, whatever they want to pay. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the way to do it. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with loads of stuff. I want it gone in one swoop, and that's the way you do it. That is really shiny and clean. It's not often I comment on the condition. Normally, the condition of these first presses, especially like Rat Race, a proper popular one, you normally see a bit of wear, which is normal. This one, there's no wear and tear. It's been bought and then put away in the cupboard. It's probably surfaced again when somebody's passed away, sadly. Yeah. Really, I should put that away, but I just play them, man, because I love them. But yeah. Then again, it's, like I always say, there's 50% of vinyl buyers who haven't even got a record player. But they see the money-making potential of it, which is what I'm looking at. This is my sort of pension plan. And to be honest, you get more doing this than you would in any bank or any kind of society. If I banked all the money I'd spent on records, and I spend about every year, or have been, about £2 a year, around there. That's a lot of money on records. But that £2 in time, that'd probably be worth £4 or £5 to me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm buying the right things, especially, well, obviously with the two-tone market. I studied it and got it, and I understand it. That's probably the most one that I do understand, because it was everywhere. And obviously you've got some iconic bands that came from that. This being one of them. Yeah, this one. Our House, Man by Madness, right? Crazy. 7 inches I'm buying it as well. Ah, you know, it's come from the mix. What the hell? Is that even supposed to be on there? Is that a mix, isn't it? Ah, special stretch mix. Right, well, yeah. We'll play that again from the beginning. So I thought we were getting RF, but we will at some point. And this is pretty mint as well. Ooh. I quite like this mashup. Yeah, this is quality. I'm loving this mix up. Right. It's time to change the vibe to the nighttime vibe. Because I don't know what time it is. I brought my clocks over though. I went round the room ripping them off the wall. So I'll have to. I'll have to check with mate to make sure it's alright. I'll put them up. Where are they? In one of these. Got to the point where it's just typing it all in everywhere. But it's all good. Picture of my mum and a picture of my dad. So that can go with my pictures. It's gonna go down here. Got my big clock. I've also got my massive one I've still got to get out of there. Got a mirror I rescued. I'm going to rescue it all. We've got a few more clocks still to rescue, and I've still got a couple more decks and stuff in there. That's why I'm not playing their game. That's why tomorrow I'm going straight up there. Get that bit of paperwork. Boom. Game over. Show me that, another one of my dad. Hanging loads of black bags. I'm going to have to clear that bit over there so where I can stick get me records. Madness. Let's get all these records out of the bags, man. Let's go upstairs. Roll a spliff and have a drink. But I'm starting to burn up a bit down here. One more. Good job I put them in these bags before. I had the insight to put them somewhere cold. Because the last thing you would have wanted is these melting away in a heat wave. And we had some severe heat. But where I strategically placed them, sweet as. No walking going on. It's all good. Imagine how you must feel, people that have overlooked that and got away or something, come back and their whole collection has just melted down. I'd be gutted. But then again, I'm not that stupid that I'd do that, and obviously I know exactly where I need to put vinyl in any house. I could walk in any house, walk around your house and tell you, yeah, you want to put your vinyl there. But yeah, crazy. What's in this bag then? Gotta be the beat, isn't it? Alright, no, it's my mum's albums. I've got a whole bag of my mum's LPs. Crazy. Madness. Not many in this one. I'm going to throw in bags down there. Danger Man. Keep moving. It's such a long time since I've been looking in here. Tell you what, go for the mega. Madness again. One Step Beyond on cherry red vinyl. Complete Madness. And this is that Mad box set with a trippy record. We've got another bag of Madness. Which is that 12 inch, which was my only 12 inch, but obviously I bought a couple more and the Rise and Fall. That geezer's got a lot of them. He's got a lot of 12 inches of Madness. This is all specials. I've got quite a bit of special, oh a shitload of specials. I'm going to go through them all just to make sure Builder ain't had a bag of specials or a bag of Madness. I don't think they would have. But it's always good to check. This is more specials. And it's all in the correct order as well. There's loads of specials, yeah. I went specials crazy at one point. In fact, there's a new specials album coming out this month, and what it would actually be, it'll be the last recording where we're going to ever hear Terry Hall, like singing. So that'd be 100% worth buying. I might have a little look tonight. And what I might do tomorrow is I'll go in that record shop. I'll ask him if it's alright if I do a little video, and I'll show you his record shop. He might even want to talk about it on film, who knows. Not everybody's shy on the camera, do you know what I mean? Like a little interview. And he's been in his shop 38 years, do you know what I mean? So he's right in there. To still have it going 38 years later is pretty cool. This is the beat. I've got to have a look at his beat 12 inches because I'll have to add them to this. I've got quite a few beat 12 inches and quite a few rare ones. Anyway, I haven't got time to flick through all of them, man. I'm never going to get this sorted. What I'll have to do is clear that area for the telly and see if we can get that in there. But I might as well take the time, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm in a rush. Basically, I'm here till whenever I eventually find whatever. Right. Are there any more bags? Oh, bagged up. It's unreal. Picture of mum. I think that's all the tunes out and about. But let's grab all these bags. Oh, there's some more there, look. Selector. And there's shitloads in here as well. So shot that I've done, in the end it ended up everyone was just grabbing that shit and whopping it in the bags. So, but I know for a fact all my records come out of there. Because they said, right, pass us out all the records. So we did all the records first and I was running around the house grabbing every record. But there'll be no more running around, rushing about. Because it's Medway, County Court tomorrow. Get the injunction, get in there, get me stuff, all in one go. Not rushing, taking our time so the job gets done properly. Clarion won't be able to even utter Clarion can be there, but they won't be able to utter a word. Yeah, and that is the last thing you can really do. Always remember, if you owe your landlord, right, even if you owe him £1 million or 10p, at no point in any process can he take control of any of your belongings. That is actually a criminal offence, which is why the courts leave it open where you have the option, like I have, where they're fucking me about, of going in there, any county court, they'll do it that day, and then you're in, getting stuff. I think that's the best option I can do. Otherwise, if I left my social worker and all that to their own devices, it could be another 3 weeks for them. Do you know what I mean? I just want to get it over and done with, and that's how I'm going to do it. But yeah, it makes me laugh though that they're acting like gangsters, like they do own everything. Because I made a point before we left. I went right up to her, and I said, just for the record, even if you don't let me in again, I said, don't fucking for 1 minute think you even own anything. I said, you ain't got a clue on what the law is. And she hadn't, I don't think. But be honest, it's tiring, and I can't be fucked, so we're going to smash it out get one of them things, get in there, get the stuff, gone. Like the Clarion won't like that, but that's the end game. Because the courts leave that option to people because they know that it's illegal for landlords to be keeping people's stuff. So there's always that safeguard there. And I also said to her, when she annoyed me, all right then, I'll come back with my pal later and we'll just cut the fucker off and I'll get me belongings. See, because what they've done now, they've let me in, and I'm quite technical. I build things. I can now see how they work because I've now seen what's behind the metal, and the doors are all left wide open. They've took the windows off, but there's a metal rod that runs parallel down the back. But because they've let me now see that there, I could manipulate that with my drill. Easy. But I wouldn't have been able to before because I didn't quite know how it was holding it to it. But then again, I said to the social worker when we pulled up, there must be something behind that, holding that on there. But then when I opened it up, it's like a prison gate. All the doors were wide open. And the house, where it's got the metal shutters on, was just really cold. But it was very strange. And then she said, "Oh, are you okay if I photograph all of you coming out with everything?" I said, "No, I'm not okay." I said, "You ain't fucking doing that." And then she goes, "All right." But she kept talking like we're not going to get any more time. And I knew in my head, well, I think we are. Do you know what I mean? I know 100% we are. Because I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to the county court. And we're getting an injunction. We're going to serve that. They'll go out and serve that on Clarion. Clarion are just probably won't know what to do. And their lawyer should just advise and give me stuff. And what makes me laugh is if they don't give you another hour, what, they own all your stuff then, if that's the case? What a joke, what a bunch of jokers. They're not even fulfilling the thing, are they, properly? They must do it a lot. That is why the courts leave that bit there for you to do that. Otherwise, they'd be keeping everybody's stuff. So I said to the social worker, I said, what are they fucking... They're running around like bailiffs, taxing people. But they're not. It's mad, isn't it? But she was just like a little gangster. She was quite moody. And like I said, that older, timid people, older people, young mums and that, they must rolling up on them, putting it right on them like they did me. It must ruin some of them, but when you're ruined already, there's not a lot they can really ruin with me. Plus, I would never give in to them, no matter what. They could run in here, Marcy Pepper could run in here with a pump action, mate. I've gone, right, change your ways, Phil. And I go, no, fuck off, Marcy. Do it. That's after I got my Rambo knives out and chopped her right up. Am I allowed to say that? Are you joking? Internet police? No. I see, but you can get locked up for fucking tweeting. Not that we're tweeting, but then again, like I've said before, I've never had a warning, hate warnings, any of that. But I'm not only hating, I'm just like the butch lesbian thing. Do you know what I mean? I was just curious. Because you get the right pretty ones, and you get the butch ones all look the same with the caps on. What's that all about? What is that all about? Are the butch ones just thinking, oh, we're just the butch ones, man. we can only have the butch. We can't go for the pretty ones because we're all the butch birds. Is that how that works? But yeah, I'll have to get a picture of my cousin and show you. She could have any man she wanted. Really pretty girl, but she's not into men. She's into females. And yeah, some of her girlfriends that she goes out with are proper pretty as well. Crazy. Then again, so would I. Do you know what I mean? If I was a pretty looking girl and I was into girls, you'd obviously want a pretty one, wouldn't you? Or I would if I could. Do you know what I mean? What are you going to have, a pretty one or are you going to have a baseball capper? They're the choices, people. They are the choices. You can have your pretty ones, or you in their summer dresses and whatnot, or you can have a right butcher one with a cap on, stereotypical bit of muscle there. Do you know what I mean? What are you picking? It's mad how they all look the same though, isn't it? Don't you think so? I think it's mad. I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying it's mad how they all look the same. But did they all look like that though? Or have they gone, right, this is how we've got to look? Is it a style? Or is that how they actually all look? Mad. I'll probably get the butch brigade banging at the door later, trying to fucking take me out. Fucking. Imagine that 2 in the morning, man. Opening the door, there's about 20 of them out there with the baseball caps on. Fuck that. You'd think you was fucking tripping your nut off or something. Fucking hell. It did make me laugh though, because that's all Clarion could send. Is that? Crazy. And she was like heartless, moody bitch. But I did the right thing, just threw a few words in here and there, but nothing X-rated, so when I go to court tomorrow, it's ending tomorrow. And I've got a trump card, and I learned about that about 4 months ago. And that's the end game. That's the end card at the end of the game. Because obviously at the end of the game, I guess some people down on money might think, right, we'll keep their belongings. And the courts have obviously noticed that and put this procedure in place to stop all that. Because basically we'll get issued with it and then we'll just walk straight in. I'm going to hire a van, the social worker's going to drive, we're in there, mate. Just like I told her what I was going to do. She said, oh, go do it then. But she doesn't know. She's not educated in it. I made a point of learning it. Because I knew it would be coming up. Yeah. All I've got to say is, in your life, you might have things on the horizon that you're dreading, and you might not sleep at night and whatever. But let me tell you, people, it ain't always like that. Look at me here now. Things are completely swung around in a positive direction. I think my camera went a bit trippy there. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people that tune in that do go through issues. We all go through issues. Some more than others, but all I've got to say is take it a day at a time, because that's the best way to do it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get in my tent, I think. I think it's going to be cooler out there, but what I'm going to do first is see my new backpack. We're talking £100 worth, but it's worth £1.40. I'll tell you, get all your gear in there. That's the bits I'm going to be putting my decks in there. We're going to get that buffer machine out. Plug for that. There. Right. That's just, oh, that's a speaker wire. Anyway, I can't start that up yet. It's quite heavy as well. But what we'll do is leave that in the corner. Shut my window in a minute, all sorts of bugs making noise. There's a busy little road though, even after dark. What I might do, might even do it tonight. I've heard, obviously I've done the high street after dark, which is just crazy. I've done the train station after dark, which has got gangs there targeting people. But I've heard, right? I've heard that in Gillingham Park at night, it's just like proper drug sort of den shit going on. So I might roll up in there, and we'll see what the crack is. Yeah, because I've not been up there yet. But I guess that's where all the people go that want to be right out of the way, I would imagine. But I'm probably going to feel more at ease, even though it's a dodgy area there, because it's going to be more like where I come from. So it'll be dark. But yeah, I've had this, but then again, it is crazy what goes on in that town. But it's still a brilliant town because it's just cracking me up. Especially after when all that music and that came out. And then Turkish girls, and I see them every night. They just stare at me and carry on yapping. But I'll tell you what, I reckon that quite dangerous. Well, they certainly got some chops on them. Not that I could understand the lingo. Some of it I'm getting. And I'm getting that the street kids on the street now are just really not got any imaginations, because they're just throwing out the same line. I'd just have to say, ain't you getting fucking bored with that line yet? Do you know what I mean? But they don't, they just keep whopping the same. Well, I'm not going to say this what it is. It's just pathetic, and they just keep using it. But I think the foreign fella, he clearly was throwing insults at them young girls, but I couldn't exactly decipher what he said. But then I noticed a lot of them were listening to me on here, and they don't really know what I'm saying. I'm probably talking too quick for them to break down what I'm saying, if you get me. Obviously you've got some places where they talk quick, and some places they talk slower. Well, in Adelaide they talk quite, not at a slow pace, but a faster pace, and obviously coming out of a Scouser, they're just talking at 100 mile an hour. So I'll probably get something from that. But again, I can understand them when they're talking at 100 mile an hour. Any kind, it's like the Irish as well, they talk 100 mile an hour. I can understand all that. But yeah, it's probably a bit of my mum and my dad in me, I reckon. Crazy. My social worker, he's from Manchester, and he's Man United. I said, oh. I said, completely hate them. Don't mind Everton, but just can't stand Man United. I think a real Liverpool supporter hates Man United. It's like simple as that. If you don't, then you're not really a Liverpool supporter, I don't think. I think you're born into whatever you support as well. Obviously, there might be factors around you. I think because my mum was Everton, I knew that I couldn't be that sad a person. Plus, my Scouse granny always used to send me the red stuff, so I knew what I was. Or obviously you could pick Tranmere, which is another club in that region. John Aldridge used to play for. Yeah. Because it's my dad who's totally English. It's my mum that makes me English, Irish and Spanish. But my dad, he's as English as they come. On all sides. And check that out, look. Boom. Having a party. It's £5 a ticket. Oh mate, I've got to sort this shit out now. That's got to be moved in here. First of all, we'll just try and shut that window. I don't want to be yapping away. Right, what we got to do? What we got to do is have another big joint, I think, and sit down. And what we will do is move that out of the way. We'll pull that buffer out of the way, and we'll just roll the telly up here to see if we're even going to get anything, because I know it's got built-in channels, so I don't need a box. I've lost the controller, but I can change channel and do everything via Bluetooth app on my phone. So it's pretty good in that respect, but it weighs a ton. In fact, a social worker couldn't believe how heavy it was, but it has a wicked sound system on it. And it's huge. Oh. What I've got to do is give it some sliding along here. We'll probably leave that parallel to there to give it a bit more stability. Right, she's still coming back. And she wants to come back even, right? That's good. Obviously I'll swing that in a bit better at some point. Now that, what does that go to? Does that go to a Sky Dish? Does that go to an aerial? Because we need it to actually go somewhere. Right, that goes in there. Oh. If we swing it enough outwards so I can reach the buttons which are underneath. Make sure she ain't sliding. There's buttons under there. But I did lose the oh, she's going, look. Can you hear that? I'm going to chance it. Just going to watch my feet. Yeah, we'll just fire it up, see if it works. But what we need is that, which is is big power lift. Like that. Hey. Fucking hell, I'm swinging about a bit. Right. Where is the power? There. Is that fitting in there? Yep, that's in. We're going to plug that in. Whether we're going to get anything though is a different question. What we need to do is swing that a bit again. It weighs a ton, which is what makes it a bit dodgy. hold it now. If we play this, oh, yeah, she's coming on. That will get a picture. Well, I don't know what that aerial is. Oh right, adult channel that. No signal. I ain't got a signal. I don't know how we get. Why haven't we got a signal? Where's that? I think that goes to a dish on the roof. Possibly. Oh, can I get the settings under here, partner? I don't know what buttons what. Let's try and get on the news. I've probably plugged in a fucking defunct satellite dish. Right, wrong end of the TV. Right, BBC Radio. BBC Radio 4, no signal. Right, that clearly isn't connected to. See, that's why I've got to do that thing tomorrow at the court, because I've got a really good aerial for this in my loft, and I'm starting to get really hot. Yeah, but it don't work no power. I just did. It don't work no power. That's what I've just done. No signal. And that's all. That's the only place you can plug it. Is in there. Sadly. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not going to work. But what I need is what's called a Yagi beam. A Yagi beam, which is what I've got in my loft at home. And I'll have to get that out. Either way, I've got to sit down, man. This is just hot work. I'll tell you why it's so hot in here. Because obviously I didn't have nothing in here. And now I filled it all up. But tomorrow that'll all be sorted. I'll clean it, give it a buffer over. Wire all the decks in. At the minute I'm just wiring them straight in the amp, because it's got a preamp built in, which is basically a phono stage. But I might go for a wander tomorrow, see if I can, might even go in cash converters and come across a cheap mixer. Yeah, or the power supply. But the power supply's in my house. I remember pulling it out, thinking, oh, I've got to put that. Right, that TV hopefully won't crash in the night. That's pretty in there. Tell you what, it's so hot here. It's quite, I think I ran out of batteries. It's going all trippy, the camera. I don't know if you're picking it up. It keeps going all really trippy. Right. We've got a bag here we've not undone. The selector. What's this? Oh, it's a special AKA. See if we can get these out in one swoop. What we've got here is in the studio, first press, in the studio, Repress 40th anniversary copy. This are two-tone. Amy Winehouse and the Specials. The Fun Boy 3. Dance Craze. Dance Craze, the deluxe box set, including the poster. And we got Bananarama, and we got the Belstars, and I've got another Bananarama one somewhere. So it'd be good to get all this. Oh, so I've got to clean all the floor. Bought some cleaning stuff, and I've got me. Let me get out this shirt and put something a bit more breathable. It's getting proper hot. I'm talking mega hot. It's a different sort of heat here in Gillingham by the sea. That's probably why my old man got along in the heat. Didn't matter what temperature it was, man, he was alright. But I suffer from that. Well, it's pretty hard. How much battery power have we got? Well, I'll be back later anyway, because I've got to charge this up to 100%.